So we're out here in the field finishing up the garlic harvest. We've got pretty much everything out. We've got another few hundred heads at another farm, but that's for another time. But we're kind of done with this part, with pulling and getting all the heads out. Now we've got to let them dry down a touch in the sun, get them into barn space. I'll make a little video about that, how we hang these and cure them. And really pleased overall with the size. So this is the hardneck, and they're pretty uniformly coming out. Very nice and large. And in some ways we had a great season. Lots and lots of rain, lots of sun. The last week or two we've had obscene amounts of rain, close to maybe 6 inches in the last 2 weeks. Tons of rain. And so we're all really appreciating the fact that we made, you almost can't see it right now because we got all the garlic pulled and laying on the beds they were growing. But all of these beds are now permanent raised beds. They all had potatoes in them last year, and we went through and dug out the trenches, the walkways, and applied that soil on top. And we were just commenting, if we hadn't done that, we may very well have lost a fair amount of this garlic crop, because you can see in the walkways, after last night's rain, it's actually ponds in here. So these garlic got wetter than they would have liked. It's going to take a little while for the roots to dry off, but they're sizing up beautifully. They have no signs of disease or issues, so that extra work in the fall was really worth it. And what I would talk about just for a moment is, now the garlic's out, we have an obligation to the soil and to the field to orchestrate what's next. And so what we're trying to do is think through a mix of cover crops, but also we've got 80 some odd days before first frosts of winter, and so we're going to be transplanting winter squash. So we've planned ahead and started from seed in gallon pots, delicatas, Waltham, spaghetti squash, and a bunch of others, and we're going to get these set into the beds where the garlic will. So let's take a look at that for a quick moment. So in the last video I talked about softneck garlic, which is what we took out about a week ago now, which is drying down nicely. And the day after all the softneck was pulled, so these two beds were softneck, basically these like archipelago, these islands floating in the water, which again, thank God we made them raised up enough, because otherwise they would have drowned. We had transplants for honey nut winter squash that went in every 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet or so, and we seeded all the soil around it to cilantro. We'll see how that goes. Probably end up putting in beans between them. And so now we've got a cover crop set in motion, but also a chance to capture a fall yield of squash. When the squash is done, hopefully we're on top of the weeds enough, we've got the bed shaped permanently, nicely enough. These will all become nursery beds, so we'll be propagating currants, elderberries, blackcaps, maybe putting in seeds for trees, maybe putting in seaberry, things along that line, and start putting these into high-value permanent nursery spaces. So potatoes to garlic to winter squash and cover mix to permanent nursery production spaces is the flow we seem to be working with and really enjoying. So we'll do some videos on the other aspects of how we're using garlic in the context of the nursery and pioneering new spaces, but right now we've got 8,000 some odd heads to get dealt with, so we're going to get back to it. Thanks for watching. Well, use the car. I'll take these. Okay.